What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How y'all feeling today? Um, where is the divine masculine and how do you develop it? That's the topic for today. Where is the divine masculine and how do you develop it? So I gotta get a couple of my big homies in here to help me with this one. Bring my man Manifest Ra in. Today I'm gonna be introducing y'all to the Sage Men. I'm gonna be introducing y'all to quite a few principles around this divine masculine. We always hear about the divine feminine, but I think it's a big lack in the divine masculine. You know, there's not enough conversation being held about that. What up, Tantra Man? Thank you for joining us today. I definitely appreciate you. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and share this thing with about two or three of your closest friends. If you're on Facebook, press 2. As normal, we always gonna get this thing started with, we'll open this thing up with a little bit of prayer because we need it, especially on a topic like this right here. We honor and respect the masters that came before us and strive to follow in their example. Honesty to myself and others at all times. Patience, humility in thought, words, and deeds of those above and beneath me. Patience, I will put the needs of others before that of my own. Sincerity, I will fear only my lack of sincerity. Abdul Kul Tafalatat, Wabazun, Gama Farragun, Shalel Kalun. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. And I am one with all, and all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. Istunje, Elaku. What up, Blondell? Oh, I already got some divine masculine in the building off the gate. Ooh, I hear some divine feminine back there getting some folks together. What up, Team Taurus? I did not mean to hit that one. Okay, so this is what we got going on today. We're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be introducing you to the Sage Men. Like, we got to have some solutions to the things that are going on when we're talking about lack of real king presence. This is definitely going to be a king talk video. Share this on your feed, man. You want this? If you know of a man who needs to know where some other men are at that are practicing the divine masculine and developing those skills, press 2. If you appreciate men who are in the divine masculine, share this and press 2. If you want Instagram, make sure you give me a follow. Make sure you go over to The Sage Men and give them a follow as well. I'm Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia, and we're going to have some fun out here. Put your Zodiac, your Team Zodiac, and what city and state you represent as well. All right? What up, Neb? Peace, Bearded Haru. This one is definitely for you right here. So, oh, absolutely. We're getting ready to get it popping. Manifest Ra, where you at? There we go. So, I got a story to tell, but I'm going to wait until I get my esteemed guest on here today with me. I see you, Team Cancer in Charlotte, North Carolina. What it do? I'm going to, please make sure y'all share this and invite several friends. Share this video and invite several of your closest folks. I'm waiting on my man, Manifest Ra, to fall up in here real quick. What's that, right? Where's my share button at? Trying to get my share button and get it off. Yeah. But, so I'm going to just tell you a story, just to get it started. I was watching a video a couple of months ago, maybe like 2 months ago, and the sisters had a sister circle, but this was the first sister circle that I saw that had healing energy. And I was like, who's doing all this right here? Where'd this come from? And super impressed. And when I saw the men, like the hand positions that they were holding, I was like, yo, these guys are like, they know something. These ain't no regular dudes right here. They know something. And then I started seeing the effects of what was happening in the long run. And I was like, yo, I want to be a part of this. And I started searching it out to try to find whose it was. And I couldn't find the website nowhere. And I messed around and then ended up finding the Sage Men group. And somebody had already put me in the group. You know what I mean? And I was like, where's the website and all of that? Manifest Raw, I don't see you, brother. I'm trying to get you on here. What happened? Who is that? GetVocal.com needs you on this platform. Can we talk about that as soon as we finish this? Because I'm looking for platforms. I just seen Google is looking for me. What up, Brandon? This is Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks everybody for sharing this video. I'm trying to get my special guest on here, Manifest Raw, but I guess he's having some technical difficulties. There he is. Let's get it. So yeah, today we're going to be having some grown man conversation about the divine masculine. All right. What up, Key John? Thank you. Nubia, Miss Nubia, how y'all doing? Everybody that's on Instagram, checking the brother out. Hey, Darla, how you doing out there in Cali? Team Aquarius, not Long Beach, Oakland, the Bay Area. So basically, the one thing that was really powerful about the video that I was seeing, hi, gorgeous, hi back to you. The video that I watched with the sister circle was the sister had told the ladies that even though they had done a lot of healing, they needed some men to be in their life to, like, right now while they're practicing. Because I guess she had seen things that I had seen where women were in these healing circles but they didn't have anyone to practice with, like, in the moment. And they said they were healing, but they still had a lot of past trauma. You ladies ever experienced that, or brothers, have you brothers ever experienced a sister who said she went to a healing circle, but when it came time for you to show up, it still felt like she was trying to do what I call make you pay the old light bill? She still had a problem with Tyrone and Jesse and them, and was trying to make you you was the issue with that. You know what I mean? And she hadn't released that, but she also had not been in the presence of a man who was bringing that type of energy to the table, who was a real sage man. Now, sage is a term of not just the cleansing material, but the sage is when you're talking about the I Ching. That's the oracle that you would go see. All the kings, when they were going to when they were seeking wise counsel from their astrologers and their magi's, those were the sages in the community. You feel what I'm saying? And so there's a severe shortage of sages right now. Yes, there's a severe shortage of sages amongst us. And when I saw this organization, I was like, where are you? And so I got on the phone with Manifest Ra, and he started explaining to me that there were 7 archetypes. 7 archetypes. We need to have the men to reveal how healed we really are. But you really need quality men to practice on. And men, I really feel that a lot of the issues that are going on in this country and in this world is because we have not been developing the divine masculine enough for women to really recognize where you are at in your space. A woman wants to see not only your bank account and the good sex game and the mental, but she also wants to see where you are in your own spiritual evolution. You know, where are you in your spiritual evolution? And it's tough out here because we're not getting the communicating going on successfully. We're not, like, we want harmony in the household. We want more masculinity in the household. We want more peace in the household. But guess what? Where they getting trained at? I'm really sick of all the lectures of like just getting conscious and what black people need to start working together and stuff like that. Like, to me, that's babyish. We've been doing that for 25 years. What a group at for the men to come in and say, yo, let's train together. How do we come in and make this thing more literal? Deshaun said, need more of the conversation and information. When Coach tell you you're dating a business partner and he dating his mama. Be woke. Right. Right. What up, Shayla? If I could just get right. Okay. Keep hitting the button for you to come on. You just got to hit accept and come through. I'm trying to bring Manifest Raw on. He's supposed to be helping me out with this conversation, but his technology is not kicking at all. Brother, can you even just say peace in the room when you come on here? You know, period. Okay, so he'll just repeat the story when he gets on. I saw, and for me, even like, I think it was like 2 years ago in 2016, I did a whole list of like, if nobody, you really can't get upset with the women if nobody's talking to the men. And women want to hear king talk. They want to hear somebody like talking like you got some balls, talking like you got a plan, talking like you're going to do something, and then executing. After you talk it, then walk it. The women love that. A lot of times women will, some women will go for the talk, some women will go for the walk, but it's not really that many kings out here who are doing it with what I would call righteous intentions. You know what I mean? And a lot of the brothers want to get connected to the breath work. The women out here doing yoga. The women are out here getting their meditation on. The women are doing all the things that they're supposed to be, are capable of doing, because they have so many avenues. But where the brothers at? You know, like not just martial arts, but what up, Don Mojo Brown? Laline Paulette is in the building. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. What up, God is Supreme? Where did we get the training at? Where did the brothers already, like, to start understanding how important adding breath work into manhood? We overlooking that. And you got to get, sometimes you got to get, the woman she's telling you what she desires, but she's just telling you her end results of what she wants, not necessarily where to go get them at. And she's not telling you what are the things that support those things, and how to use them. Like a lot of the things that women say they want, guidance, communication, leadership, vision, all that starts with, are you controlling your breath? The arguments that happen inside of your house, you can't argue if there ain't no breathing going on. Right. Where are the men's groups? For men, by men. Exactly. So, all of y'all, I want y'all to take this website down, The Sage Men. Let me type this in, thesagemen.com. Or please, if you're taking notes when I come on, www.thesagemen.com. Now, this will take you to the Sage Men group on Facebook. In the group, you'll see that we have an event coming up December the 8th. The first gathering of the Sage Men for some official training. And it's a one-day retreat, and it's gonna be up in Maryland. So when you go to thesagemen.com, somebody y'all talking about me, because I definitely see my ear itching. And Manifest Raw, if you could just say something in the chat room, I could click on there and bring you on live. And there's an event in Maryland on the 8th of December, which is almost 2 weeks away. Yeah, not one. Yeah, it's 13 days away because it's 2 weeks from yesterday, right? We got room for 12 people. That's just the facts. Can you get to Maryland? Can you catch a bus? Can you jump on the back of a giraffe? Or can you drive? Whatever it is, you need to come on through, because the layout is we starting something. You know, like Michael Jackson said, want to be starting something? We starting something. So not only the ladies been asking for it, but the men need it probably 10 times more than what the men are craving it. Men are craving it really inside. You know what I'm saying? So please, everybody, go and join the Sage Men. It's a group on Facebook. We out here healing our wombs and yawns. We need somewhere some to plug in that's healthy and healed too. Shayla, you are 1000% right. All day. Changing your diet is, we done tried that. We got a whole bunch of vegetarian men out here that's off the chain, that ain't really, that really aren't wise, because they're not fact checking their diet. They jumped on it, but they're not fact checking it. What up, Jasmine? Hey, Asina. You must have read my mind. I swear I just said to myself, where are the black tantric masculine men at? That's what they're asking for. The black tantric masculine men. Is that somebody trying to get on this other video over here? Who's this? What's happening? Laleen Paulette seems like she wants to go live and she got something she want to say. I'm gonna bring somebody on here while I'm waiting for Manifest Raw to come through. I see Team Leo in Raleigh. Okay. But where are the men's groups at? Not just the men's groups, but where, to me, when I saw the Sage Men, I was like, this is it. And then I'm going to just get into the principles and the 7 archetypes. I was going to wait for the founder, but obviously his technology is not working the way I want it to. So men, listen up. These are the 7 archetypes of a sage man. All right. 1 is the visionary. 2 is the warrior. Then the enterpriser. Then the healer. Then the tantric. Then the and then the mystic or the magi. All right. Those are the 7. Those are the 7 archetype. Manifest Raw, will you quit blaming the Mercury retrograde, even though the Mercury retrograde will be challenging for you. I don't know where he's at. Seems like I'm gonna be toting this one on my back all by myself for a second. Yo, if you went to thesagemen.com to join the group, or you have this written down, please press 1. That's first. If you shared this, please press 2. If you did both, then I guess you're gonna put in 12. So I'm just checking roll call. If you got the Sage Men written down, or you already went to the group and put in a friend request so you can see what's going on in that group, then please hit that button. If you have shared this on your page, press 2. So you could hit 12 and then we'd be up in there. Owning one's own shadow. Oh my goodness. What are the archetypes? Let me read them again. The visionary, the warrior, the enterpriser, the healer, the tantric, the pillar, That's Pillar, and the mystic / magi. So I'm going to explain them from my understanding. I'm definitely not going to do it as well as Manifest Ra is, because he came up with it. So I would love, it is a Mercury retrograde. I could talk about that a little bit too, but I want to go into these particular principles of the archetype of the sage man and what it means to me. Because as a sage man now, like when I heard these, it just meant a lot to me. 1 is 7 archetypes. So I drew out a 7-pointed star. And 7 is the 7th letter of the alphabet, which is God. But also 7 is the 7th house of the zodiac, which is relationships. And the relationships are not going to really come forward like you want without the God man, the God head, the sun coming back and shining into fruition, right? Visionary, warrior, enterpriser, healer, tantric, pillar, and mystic magi. Mystic magi. That's the 7. And I'm going to go through them and what they mean to me. I'm going to try to carry it as the best I can until Manifest get on here. Okay, so the visionary. One of the things that we have to have as men is vision. We're not playing the long game. I was talking to Ty Shaw earlier today, and a lot of the men are not playing the long game. They don't have the vision to see and really see some of the things that need to be in play in order for divine masculinity to come out. To develop divine masculinity, you have to have vision, because your woman is she runs the emotion game. Now, she can have certain visions, but you got to be visionary in that household to think long range, or in that relationship to think long range and to be able to see things before they come up. Are you a visionary to be able to see things before they come up, right? What's up, Estate Girl? Thank you for joining today. Appreciate you. Next is the warrior. The warrior, this is the one that go out there and defend the house. All of y'all say, well, will you fight for something? When there was such a large, murdering of the kids by the police force, the unarmed black men were getting killed. There was a lot of women on the front lines talking about, where are the men that's going to fight? Some of you men don't know how to fight. Some of you men don't know how to breathe right in order to even throw a proper punch. Sometimes, but it's not always strictly the physical warrior. Are you warrior? Do you have the warrior spirit? Do you have the warrior spirit about getting things done? Do you have the tiger's heart, as we say in martial arts? So there's, but then, and it also, and Ty Shaw also was like, are you versed in some form of martial arts somewhere? Let's stop talking about which one is the best. Are you versed in at least one where you can do some things with your hands in order to save a life, protect yourself? We might even have to go far as like disarming somebody from a gun or a knife. That takes a little skill work. But are you able to like come forward with that warrior spirit? And whether it's Aikido, Judo, Tai Chi, Bagua, Shinyi, Luhu Bafa, Taekwondo, there's so many arts out here that you have the option to get versed in one of them to help develop your warrior spirit. All right. Then there's the enterpriser. All the women are calling for the enterpriser. Even though they are already getting money, they want us to get some money. Where's the male enterpriser at? A lot of you guys, aren't working to get your woman off the job. She want to get off the job, or she got an idea that she needs help having birth. She got an idea that she wants you to help her birth, but you're not enterprising enough. You think that y'all both should just work a job, retire, stay gone from the house 16 hours a day, and then sleep 8 hours, and then on the weekends y'all working some overtime, and then maybe once a year y'all can have some time to y'allself, and maybe then you can make a baby or whatever. Like, that's not no lineage. That's not proper household running, management of household. Where the enterprisers at? Enterpriser is a man who is enterprising. This is where we start getting into the branding of a business and entrepreneurship skills and marketing and things like that, especially moving forward in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Like, the game is changing out here. Like, can you build a website? Do you know where to go to get a website built? Next is the healer. Women have that particular innate quality of healing, but it's not that we can't do it. It's not that we should not do it. I'm a healer. I know several of the brothers in my circle who are also skilled healers and practitioners. So, but a lot of brothers don't understand that when they think healers, they don't understand the masculine side of their divinity that brings out the healing. So the sage men has that incorporated into the archetypes of the sage men. And whoever y'all watching here on Instagram, you saw I was doing what I can to try to add the brother. Brother, I think you may need to turn your phone all the way off and hit reset and then come back on, or turn on your Wi-Fi on your phone, or just reset the whole thing, because it's definitely giving you some difficulties right now. After the healer is the tantric man. What a tantric man at? I probably could just do, I could do a video or a course on each one of these. Where's the visionary man? Where's the warrior man? Where's the enterprising man? Where's the healer? Where's the healing man? And then where's the tantric man? The tantric man, not just necessarily from a sexual aspect, but the liberated man, because tantra means liberation. Where are the liberated men? Where are the free men? Where are the men with the free minds? Where are the men who got the warrior hearts, who want to say, yo, I want to make Tantra a part of my lifestyle. Tantra is my lifestyle. Where are those men at? And how do you train them? And that must be trained. So when you're looking at, ladies, does this sound like interesting? Some enterpriser, some healer, and some tantric all mixed in there as one in one package. Then number 6 is the pillar. So the pillar, in my interpretation, is like the pillar of society in the community. What's up, Kim? Thanks for joining today. By the way, I'm Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. If you have not stated your name and your team zodiac, and you haven't shared this video, please do all 3. State your name and your team zodiac and where you are at, and yeah, just introduce yourself. I like to keep roll call of the family. Next is the pillar. The community is built off of, like, women are the nurturers, but men should be the pillars of society, of our communities. And you know why we got so much shooting going on and so much chaos going on? Because we don't have enough pillars. We don't have enough pillars in the community who are stand-up dudes. I always say evil prospers because good men don't stand up. A good man who stands up is what? He's a pillar in society. Noble Drew Ali said one day a young girl was going to run home and tell her mama and say, Mama, I saw a man today. Just the fact that she saw one man, that she's going to run home and tell her mother, what's that tell you? That her mother was saying there are no good men out here. But guess what? There are good men out here. There's plenty of them, but there's also men who have seeds of potential who need training. That's just the facts. What's up, Paulette? Team Capricorn from VA, Team Gemini, Scorpio in Germany. Oh, Germany's in the building. I see Bakersville too. Don Mojo Brown. What part of Germany you in? Um, Man, we are trying as hard as we can to get the creator and HNIC of the Sage Men Manifest Raw. If he doesn't make it on this broadcast today, that's okay. Please go to the Sage. Start receiving updates of what is going on. If you got a man and you know he need a little bit more backbone training, he needs to become more of a pillar of society. He needs to be more enterprising. He needs to be more of the visionary. He needs to be more of a tantric practitioner. Then guess what? You need to be sharing this video on your page and also suggesting thesagemen.com. If you're on Instagram, please go follow thesagemen.com. The Sage Men. You got to put the THE in front of it. All right. Nordheim, Westphalia, Germany. Man, it's way out there. Team Aquarius in North Carolina. What's happening with you? How you feeling? We ain't gonna call you Jimmy. And then the last of the 7 archetypes for the Sage Men is the mystic, or as I call the Magi. So the mystic or the Magi, this is the guy who is practicing. This is the king who's up on his magic game. He knows about lighting his candles. He is pulling it all together. He's using elements of the universe as natural resources. He's just not using gas and oil as a natural resource. He's using all of the elements. I'm doing all I can to get this brother on here today. We're just being consistent. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Mercury retrograde trying to challenge us today. We just keep on regrouping and rotating. Like it's coming up on my screen. I'm hitting approve. And then the add in comes up on the screen. The brother just ain't able to get through. I don't know what that's about. He might be on an iPhone. I do talk a lot of junk to people who have iPhones. We're going to try to get all the Sage Men to move over to Team Android. Some quality. But I'm just joking, really. I don't know what's going on, but the devil is a liar. We're going to get the brother on here so he can give his interpretation. And we wanted to hear about the journey of the Sage Men as well. If you're watching on YouTube, I definitely appreciate y'all for subscribing to the channel, for watching, for sharing. And let me know in the comment section, is this something that you as a man are interested in? You as a man, how valuable do you think these tools are when you start adding the metaphysical principles of the mystic, the pillar of society, the tantric healer, the enterpriser, the warrior, and the visionary? What do you think society would look like? I guess I'm ready to bring anybody on about where we are as divine masculine energy. Miss White Lotus is from Conyers is in the building. How you doing, babes? Welcome aboard. If you would like to comment on this as a man or woman, the need for divine masculinity and developing it, please just press 3 and I'll know, and then I'll bring you on and we can talk about it while I'm waiting on Manifest Raw to get his stuff popping. I see somebody just popped up with a Cowboys hat. Oh, Cowboy Killer. Yeah, that's my Redskin fan homeboy. I guess he missed a game last week or Thursday, which is why I'm going to have to go and still rock with New England right now. What up, Merk? How you feeling? Merk was... A lot of the men that I know, I feel are Sage Men, but we don't have like a rallying cry, a rallying point. We don't have our flag of liberty. We just out here doing it. I feel very fortunate to know brothers like Merk, like Dewan, like Roy Pace, like Manifest Ra, Rakim Sekou over at Juju Mama, Kanoon over in Vegas, Dre in Philly, Will, Kareem. Like, there's a list, but we don't really have an organization like we need. And probably because of the egos in the past, or maybe it just wasn't the right person who was leading it. You feel what I'm saying? So I think it's very important that we have, at this time, maximize it. That goes into the Mercury retrograde. Mercury is in Sagittarius, means you're going to have to start reviewing your worldview. What up, Tasha? Team Aries in Virginia Beach. Thank you for coming through. Like the woo. So, me personally, I've been waiting on something like this, especially where we can start interacting with the healing circles of women who need men to come in and hold space for them. That's very, very big to having. Yeah, where are the divine masculine tantric males at, especially of color? Like, we're missing in action. You know, I was just looking at that Google application for Google, and I'm thinking like the Divine Masculine show. Like, we don't have that. There's Divine Feminine everywhere, but there's no Divine Masculine show, because when I look at Tavis Smiley and what's the other cat? He used to have a radio show. He was getting kind of corny with it, and all he wanted was the chicks. You know, he wasn't really doing it. I mean, what was his name? Michael Baisden. He had such a platform, and then he just fell all the way off. All the way. What's up, Aisha? How you feeling today? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thanks everybody who just joined on YouTube. YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We're trying to get this message out here. Manifest Raw, we have tried several times. I don't know whether it's my camera. I may try to bring somebody else on to see if I can get them on. My man Merck, I just want to give him a big shout out, because he was one of the first Sage men. We go way, way back, but he was one of the cats that instilled upon me a thing that I really want to bring to the table for the Sage men as well, is no excuses. You know, excuses are tools of the incompetent, bridges that lead nowhere, monuments to nothingness. People who have them, people who use them seldom achieve anything. Therefore, I have none. And it's just on such a divine level that the brother just came through today. He don't never come through and check out none of my live videos. But today when we talk about divine masculine, the divine masculine started to show up. So I think I'm gonna just try to what up, Vanessa? I'm gonna try to check. Yeah, modern sages. What a modern, and that's what it's got to be. It's got to be the modern sages. Got to be in the building. Okay, let me see if Shayla can come on here. She hit the button. I know she got some. What up, Tellus? I was thinking about you earlier today and yesterday. All the divine masculine is showing up right now because we know we need it. Let me see, because it might be me. Can Shayla get on here too? Let's see if because if she can't get on, then it might be my phone. I might need to do a whole reset. And but Facebook has been tripping. I will say that with some of their stuff going on. Bam!
So it's working.
It is working. It is working. Thank you for helping us out today with some of our technical difficulties. Appreciate it. How you doing today?
I am good. Hunting for food. I'm good.
Word. We ain't gonna keep you too long. What do you think about this subject about the development of the divine masculine? Do you think it's necessary? What are your thoughts on it? You know what I'm saying? As a sister out here in these streets, what do you think about this subject?
So I think it's really important. As you were speaking, I was like, oh, should I join or not? But I definitely see in circles that I'm in a lot of the divine feminine, which I think is great. And I was just talking to a friend the other day, and she was talking about working with her ancestors, and she said, I'm tapping into my divine feminine now. And I even know like the masculine ancestors do have the femininity within them, but she said, I'm really focused on divine feminine. And it made me think like, I think our society is at a point right now where there's a lot of rejection of masculinity just because of, if you are in some circles like social justice and stuff, they talk about toxic masculinity a lot. So I think in some senses there's an extreme rejection of masculinity at all. Like, we not effing with masculinity because it's so toxic and all these things that have been going on in our society, which I don't think is a good balance. I do think there needs to be an integration of, like you said, the divine masculine. Like, we focus on the feminine, but we all have feminine and masculine energy in us. So there also needs to be an understanding that we need to be focused on the masculine too, and trying to bring it back into balance, or trying to tap into the balance of it that already exists. I don't know if it's like bringing it back, but just tapping into it because it's already there, and not rejecting it, because rejecting it will place us in another position where there's too much of the feminine energy, and it has to be a balance because it wouldn't exist within us if we didn't need both of those things.
Mm, you make a whole lot of good points. And I think especially that part about the more the propaganda of toxic masculinity is spread in the Me Too movement, that somebody or some men somewhere are going to have to stand up sooner or later and say, like, we're not toxic and we're not about that toxic life. And we condemn the toxicity. You know what I'm saying? But over here, we getting this training on as visionary warriors, enterprisers, healers, tantric pillar, and the mystic magi. I think that when the seven archetypes come in, what do you think about the seven archetypes? Don't worry about mine. What is you as a super divine feminine woman, when you hear about these seven archetypes for the divine masculine? You know, what is that? How did that feel to you?
It feels like those things are really important, and I feel like there are men in my life or paths I've crossed who have like aspects of different parts of those. Like, I know a lot of men in the healing space, so I know like a lot of like the magicians. Are they always super balanced? Maybe not, and maybe that's their more prominent one, so they could possibly probably use like more help in the other areas. Let's see, you talked about being more enterprising, right? Because you can be, as they talk about, like a wounded healer, or you can be in the spiritual community. There are people, they're the archetype of being like broke and spiritual, but is that really like a good balance? Like, if you have this gift, if you're like a magician, if you're like a healer, do you have to be walking around being broke? Like, no, because wealth is not something that's negative or bad. So you want to like have a well balanced and well rounded persona and all of those things. So I think it's really important. All those other aspects that you talked about too. I can't remember all the other archetypes, but I think all of those are really important. And it sounds to me, just like the brief description I did here, like those do add to the circle of having someone be well balanced, in their whole being as a man, or the masculine energy. So I definitely think that's important. And
Where
so
we
there are
want
people who are out there like, I don't personally know anybody in the streets, but I have friends who have friends in the streets, and like, so those people might be more, if they're successful, might be good at making money and stuff, right? But maybe they're not as balanced in like their healing aspect or these other aspects, or maybe they're not using that gift they have in a way that would best support the community, or even support themselves, because it's getting them in trouble. So, but they have the gift of being enterprising and of like making money. Like, we were having a conversation recently, right, about that young artist, 6ix9ine, and talking about how he's really intelligent, but he's been like in the circles with people he might not need to be with anymore because now he's in really bad trouble.
exactly,
So things
exactly.
like that.
Yes, I like the point that you brought up, and it's okay to say it too. The divine feminine is not do not want no broke ass man. It's okay, you know what I'm saying. She wants to see. A lot of women are attracted to the enterpriser who's getting the bread, and sometimes doesn't have the other mystical qualities, or maybe not a pillar in society, or is not a visionary. You know what I'm saying? And we're saying not just, of course, I don't use the word balance no more. I use the word harmony. The reason that we need
Mm-hmm.
more sage men to go along with the feminine energy, the explosion of feminine energy, is that that's the only thing that's going to harmonize it out. Because a lot of you women are, some of you women are practicing different types of creative relationships, like Jada Smith, who is man sharing. She's sharing her man, but some women ain't sharing their men like that. So if everybody's not going to be like Jada and share their man, then we have to
Mm-hmm.
step up and produce more men of sage-like qualities. You know what I'm saying? So if a sister just want to have her own man who's got those qualities, then she don't have to share. You know what I'm saying? But I do love and support you sisters out here who say, hey, this is what we got to do. But how about this? Y'all been sharing trash. What about share something good? Y'all been sharing some pure garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you think is the only way it could be a dude could have 4, 5, 6 baby mamas is because he's trash. Those baby mamas is sharing trash. So once we get the once we get the game stepped up, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. These brothers need more game. We gotta get the nerds to have more, maybe a little more warrior spirit, and we got to get the warriors to have a little more mystical and tantric experience, you know, so they don't, everything isn't so like super one-sided. Go ahead, you had a DNA explosion. What were you going to say?
Okay, so you said the nerds to have more like warrior and stuff, like that video with Jeff Bezos or Bezos, right? The richest man in the world. When I was looking at the video, I was like he be working out. Like I was like, wait a minute, and they were saying, oh, years before, Jeff was a major nerd. That's how he would describe himself. But then he got this workout regimen, and I was like, you can tell, like he's an older white man. But I was like, you can tell he's working out. Like his body looks nice. Like that was the first thing my eyes were. Even though his face, he's like older. It was like he works out. He takes care of his health.
The physical aspect, which is a thing I talked about earlier, a lot of men, they're not even exercising because they don't understand the basic principles of breathing. You know, you got a certain amount of breaths on here. And so if your breath is like, not, if you can't control your breath, how could you control your money? Jeff Bezos said he getting 8 hours of sleep every day. And what? No alarm clock. He ain't getting no,
Mm-mm.
he waking up naturally
Naturally.
by himself in time to
Mm-hmm.
have breakfast with his wife and children and take them to school and have a meeting
Yeah.
by 10 o'clock if he want to have a meeting that day, because he ain't having no meeting after 3 o'clock. You're going to come back the next day. And so these qualities, we see that the Europeans, I was talking to Ty Shaw about that earlier today, they have definitely mastered money magic. They have definitely mastered money magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a certain level of maturity of men and divine masculine to be able to be like, yo, we're gonna create some paper. Because the poor righteous teacher thing is like, it's still not dead, but it's corny now. Poor righteous
Mm-hmm.
teacher, there's still some out here, but it's fully corny. And when you even look at Polite, you know, he started out, you know, still, you know, poor righteous teacher, and he quickly, when he started adding wives, what did he start doing? I need some more money. We're gonna have to get some more business up in here. We're gonna have to get some of that. So a lot of times, the man in the management part is missing some of the resources that us as sage men are trying to incorporate. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we move better in numbers. So when you see a sage man, that's like the equivalent to seeing a police officer. When you see one police officer, you know he represents all policemen. When you see one man in an army uniform, he represents all army. But where do you see one sage man who is a practitioner of martial arts, enterprise, tantra, mysticism, you know, so on and so forth? Like, don't you want to go and call your girl and be like, God, I just seen a man. I just seen a modern day sage man, honey. Yes. And wouldn't it be nice to have more of those around, even if you were in a monogamous relationship, when you like to be more friends, when you like to be friends with more modern sages today? What do you think about that?
Oh yes, definitely. I have been fortunate in many spaces I've been in to have good experiences with the masculine energy. But I know that's not everyone's experience. I've heard so many stories where people have not. But I can say in doing the work that I do, I've always felt like safe and respected and surrounded by masculine energy that was aligned with something. They didn't have everything going on, but definitely aligned with certain aspects. And it was like, okay, I always feel good and safe. But it would be amazing to see these people also like fully bloomed or whatever you would call it for a stage man in all those areas. Like they have gifts and everything to offer to the community and to support others. So they should also be like wealthy. They shouldn't be struggling in that, you know, so they could be able to walk fully in their gifts for their families, for their friends. And I could be like, yeah, I know this brother, I know that brother, I know like a whole community of like really great, wealthy, like brothers on a like P's and Q's out here doing it in the community and in the world. Like I know those people, and it's not just like, oh, you know, they have one thing going on. They're wealthy, but they super trash and they horrible to women. They horrible to other men. They like, other than having money, they ain't got nothing going for them. Or they're a great person, but they're struggling every day to make their ends meet. You know, so they can't take care of their children the way they want to take care of their children because they're always running around doing like 50 million jobs trying to make ends meet. And then so the women in their life they've had children with are also experiencing challenges because it's like, well, he's not on his P's. I can't be fully on my P's. So not everything. We can't co-parent in an effective way because, you know, all this other stuff is going on. You know, and he's a good guy at heart, but you know, people want stability and they want to know that like we ain't gonna be out here doing struggle love because struggle love is dead. Right?
Struggle love
People
is dead.
yeah, in my circles, people are done with that. Like they ain't down for that struggle love. Like that's hashtag struggle love dead. Like I just do it by myself, or I'm not gonna be like, but I don't have time for that. You know, I'm in my mid 30s. A lot of my friends have been married and or have children. You know, who are like teenagers or adults, and it's like, yeah, that stuff back in the day, like ride or die, all that. Like people are like way over that now. You know, so yes, it would be great. It would be great. And I think everybody deserves that. I think the men deserve that. They deserve to be living their best life, just like the women do. And it can be done together, supporting each other. So,
Right, and we can stop having so many baby kids out here because baby kids come from baby parents. When you put
mm,
sages with mystic women, then you're gonna have real prince and princesses. But right now, the streets are rampant with the babies, and I think that the sage men, along with supporting other women's groups, because that's what the Sage Men is about. That's why we having an event December the 8th in Maryland for 12 men who want to be like, yo, we're ready to level up. We're ready to level up and start saying, let's get organized, you know what I'm saying, in our own, in something new, you know what I mean? And so we can start trading together. So we can sit and talk about as an enterprising group, we can say, yo, all of us need to get Dun and Bragg's numbers, and we can start trading with each other, and we're gonna help develop each other's brands. So we can stop saying, oh, our children are gonna grow up together, and then they're gonna do this, and my family's gonna be with your family. Not if it's just doing struggle love, like you said. I don't want to do struggle single, and I don't want to do struggle love. And when I'm doing like that's even in the potential of when you're looking at somebody, this is you want to be like, yo, how can you elevate me? I'm not even going front. Like I know that I'm coming with divine masculine and divine management, but guess what? I want something in return. I need some divine nurturing. I need some divine healing. I need to see some proof and some receipts that you've been over there doing your thing. And not necessarily that, and it can't be all potential. Like you can have some potential, but you got to have something that you've shown that we can say, yo, I see the work that you're putting in and it makes sense. And now not only does it make sense, but it's something tangible that now we can put this together and grow. Me personally, I feel like I have reached a glass ceiling for where I've done by myself. And so my next degree of relationships is me moving to billionaire status. All the billionaires I know and do research on are in partnerships. You know what I'm saying? And
I was gonna say that.
they
I have
and
a virtual mentor who is a man, and I follow his stuff. and he moves in circles. He's in like tech or whatever. He moves in circles. He's poly or open. He has another partner, but he hasn't always had that. But one thing he has shared before was he was like, so what people need to know is like people out here being poly, open, that's fine. He was like, but what wealthy people are not telling you, they have a partner. They have like one single partner they have built things with. They might open up at later at some point, but they have someone they have built with. So he was like, don't believe the hype that everybody's out here, you know, poly and open or however they identify, and they have multiple partners, because that is it takes. And he's like, I'm not even at the level of some of these men. He's like, I'm not. He does well, but he was like, some of my mentors who got like crazy money, they got one partner that they have built things with. So he was like, there's something to take into consideration.
And then you can go into the what you like to call blended family. That's Will and Jada's cover, the blended family. You can do that, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta have that primary, or like the pimp say, you gotta have that bottom chick who's going to help you. And like, especially when somebody is they want to see the work. You know what I'm saying? When you're working with one particular energy over a certain amount of time, you can really get that done. Now, I'm pretty sure there's some kings in Africa or some billionaires in Africa who may have two or three, but I bet you they've been together 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And they've been operating with integrity. And that's what I think the biggest thing about the Sage Men is. A lot of the men out here, from what I hear and what I see, are lacking integrity, especially since so many women are now saying, yo, we're open to blended families, open relationships, poly experiences, but you niggas ain't coming through with no integrity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just coming through with your, you know what I'm saying, with your, you know what I'm saying, with your nuts in your hand, and thinking that we just gonna make it off of some sovereignty type stuff, and we ain't doing that. Like, get one straight, work on that one relationship, and then the approval of both of whoever's coming through next, if that's something that you choose to do. But like me, I'm always go back to the astrological side. A lot of y'all out here trying to incorporate something that your chart can't handle. Your relationship language can't even handle two people. But some of you are trying to think that you're supposed to be handling one, but you actually could handle two or three, and you just mismatch with your own energy. That's why I'm very happy to be on board with the Sage Men, to say, I'm gonna bring the astrology aspect. Like, we got brothers with the breathing, with the yoga, but then I was like, yo, we gotta have the business and the marketing. Like, you can ask Manifest Ra, if we ever get him on here, how I'm always talking about, is the website up? Where's your landing page? What CRM are you using? Because we was talking about not so cool guys who are good examples of doing the business right, but they not no sage. And I'm gonna call his name out. Damn, that name is obviously, the spirit don't want me to say it. What's the dude? He has the YouTube channel, Boyce Watkins. That's him, Boyce Watkins. So Boyce Watkins ain't talking about nothing. Just for me, I don't like. Yeah, you doing the black business, but where's the mysticism and the spirituality? And why can't you join with some other brothers who are spiritual? Because Boyce is like, if you ain't doing black business, you ain't doing nothing. And then he just be all over the place sometimes. But guess what? If you on his mailing list, you getting 2 emails a day. He understands writing copy. He might even have April Beverly writing copy for him, or managing his website. His website is official to where you can come through. He understands sales funnels. Why is it that men don't understand sales funnels, or men don't understand the entire moving to digital era? I don't really have any brick and mortar dreams. I have digital dreams to build me a nice brick and mortar crib, but I don't really have no brick and mortar business. Like, maybe when I'm in my 70s, maybe I open a restaurant then. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't even thinking about, like, let me get me a business started that's not digital in
Mm.
2020, because I'm not even thinking about 2018 is over. It's been over since September 22nd, y'all. We already somewhere else. And I'm just very happy to be working with a collective like these brothers so we can start, you know what I'm saying, putting these things together, and it ain't all on the back of like one person.
Message of
You know what
today.
I'm saying? So that's me. I'm not gonna hold you no more. I'm ready to eat now. I don't know what happened to Manifest Raw. I got to be held it down for the Sage Men. Give me what are your parting comments on this Sage Men movement, and do you think men should come to the retreat on December the 8th?
I definitely think men should come to the retreat. I think you all need more spaces together that are facilitated by men, because I know there are like, I've done some men's groups with some other women that I work with. I know other women are doing it too, and I don't know, like we've worked with different groups of men. Um, yeah, but sometimes it can be hard to get the buy-in. So maybe like with another man, because there might not be that whatever that holds them back. I think that could be good because there are definitely things that only men understand that other men might resonate with. So I think that's important for you all to have those spaces together. I think the men should go out and see it. I definitely think having a space of integrity with other men to like tune into your best self in all areas is important. So I always support that.
Yes, and maybe some inner G checking going on. We need some energy, not energy, but I mean like we need to be checking the G's inside our own circle. You know what I mean? Like for
Mm-hmm.
me, it's got to have a little bit of mafioso bravado to it. If it doesn't have some mafioso bravado, then you're not gonna have what the Italian families have. You're not gonna have what the Chinese families or and I'm not trying to compete, but I have to compare with what has been successful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Chinese families are successful because they got some mafioso running in it. The Jewish families have some mafioso running in it. You know what I'm saying? There's several that integrity, and like I'm really big on that. Of course, I want the mysticism to come in, but I think that there are some brothers out here who are practicing integrity, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
have the teachers or the place or even know where to go to get the rest of it, to become better visionaries, to become practitioners of Tantra. You know, they don't really understand that. They have enterprising spirits and they got warrior hearts, but they just don't have the other five components. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm excited about how this is going to turn out. So make sure you share this on your page. If you know somebody who wants to come to Maryland on the 8th, it's only $98. It's no brainer. We just haven't, we're not
What?
trying to get, yeah, we're not trying to get rich. It's a 1 day from 7 in the morning. No, I think it's from 10 to 8, but you can arrive like 7. We got a space on the beach in Maryland. It's only $98. Oh, it like we just doing this one because it's cold, but the same space could hold 100 people. So like the brothers who
Mm-hmm.
I was on the line with the other day, I was really impressed at the organization they already had before I showed up. And I was just like, just let me do the astrology piece and let's just talk about planning and strategy and some marketing and like let's get it popping. And so I think it's gonna be dope. Like there's gonna be meditation, qigong, comedic yoga. There's gonna be talks about money, business, and there's gonna be a whole mindset setting that's going to be going on as well. Some circle work, some healing for men from some men who know how to heal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna be over around 7 or 8 o'clock, and then we're gonna send them back home to y'all. So it's gonna be 12 to 20 women that's gonna be real happy that night that we send them brothers back home to her. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, are you gonna be one of them 20 women that's gonna be like, I sure can't wait till he get back home. Even if you gotta bring him in from Richmond, Virginia, or bring him down from Philly or from New York. Like, so meet us in Maryland. I don't know what it's on the coast. I don't know what the name of the city is, but if you got a man that you're interested in, go over there and interview him. Be like, y'all heard about these sage men? You know what you think about that? If your man ain't ready to level up, then you might want to level him and go move your level up. Well, I'm just telling you, like I ain't dealing with that no more in my particulars. And it just so many of you women out here who are leveling up. Like, why wouldn't I think that the universe is calling for this particular move for us to get made? And yeah, this is big. Oh man, and the sun is in Sag. The sun is conjuncting Jupiter day with a Mercury retrograde in Sag. Like, yeah, all this is big. Like how we are renewing our mind states and our philosophies. That's what's going on right now. But it's got to also take like some muscle and some action too. So I'm cool with that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Go get you some food, and we appreciate you.
Bye.
Okay. And of course, I'm trying to hit the visionary and lover healer helps balance. No, it helps harmonize. We don't use the word. I don't use the word balance. Just go over to thesagemen.com or just join the group and click on the Evite on the Eventbrite and go and just go on through there. Brandon, if you're trying to go ahead and bust a move and rent a car, and we drive up there, somebody in Atlanta, 2 or 3 of you brothers want to go from Atlanta, and we jump in a whip or whatever, catch the bus up there together and make it a group road trip, and let's make it pop. I'm all for it. I really wish we could have got Manifest Raw on here, but it didn't happen. Sean, does anybody else want to come on here? Any of the brothers want to come on and make a quick comment or feedback about what they heard today? Cause it ain't my phone that's broken. It ain't Google. I mean, it ain't Facebook. Manifest Raw, we just didn't get it to pull off. You know what? We've been on here an hour. This is good. I'm gonna holler. I really appreciate y'all. As normal, evil prospers when good men don't stand up. The Sage Men, to me, is about a group of good men really standing up to make evil tuck tail and run. Those 7 archetypes are the visionary, the warrior, the enterpriser, the healer, the tantric, the pillar, and the mystic magi. All right. So, yes, see Shayla Smart. She Team Android. It came right through. Can Sage also cure my code? LOL. A Sage Man can definitely cure your code. He has all type of formulas and resources. Absolutely. Want to thank everybody over on Instagram. What up? That came through as well. To join today for the day's broadcast. Appreciate it. Oh, also, if you're on Instagram, why do I keep hitting that? But please go over to The Sage Men. I'm trying to work with the brother as far as like he got to start posting every day. Just go over there and join. It doesn't have any posts, and I'm the only follower so far. So let's see, can we get a quick 100 or so followers over there and just speak to the brother and let's get it popping. All right. So I found you in peace. I'm gonna leave you in prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anabakoa, Gijala Kiminka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Taharanu Nara, Nagibor, Deshe Yekadeka, Kabava Shamran, Barkam Taram, Rakame, Tazi Kateka, Tamid Gamlin, Kasim Kadosh, Baru, Tufka, Nahela Teka, Yakid Gehel, Amchapanez, or Craig Katushka Teka, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yodeata, Lamot, Baruk Shem, Kavomakuto, Alam Vaed. Also, we will be doing a blog talk radio that he can't mess up. So be on the lookout for the announcement of what time. If it's not today, it'll be tomorrow of the blog talk radio where I'll be interviewing Manifest Raw from the Sage Men, and we're going to be talking about these same concerns and same strategies. We're going to start bringing out this King Talk strategy straight to your face so we can get to the place we need to be, which is more harmony, more health, more wealth, more, as I say, more love, abundance, and wisdom in the household. All right? Peace. And thanks for sharing the video. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate that. What does the prayer translate to? That is the Anabacoa. If you type in A-N-A, then the second word is going to be B, coach with a K. B-E-K-O-A-C-H. Anabacoa. You can just type in Miracle Prayer Translation or type in Anabacoa Translation and then click on images. and you'll see the translation of the English words for the Hebrew that I just spoke in the prayer. All right, fam. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining, and we're gonna holler. Peace.